It's a waste of time.
Put our attention on, because that's essentially what they're buying, is our attention.
Mm-hmm.
So we then have to be intentional with where our attention goes.
Mm-hmm. Where our attention goes, energy flows.
Period.
And where energy flows, awareness grows.
Thanks, cool.
You like that? You like that?
We'll make a graphic out of it. This feels kind of lame, but I want to propose something to you. I just had this grand idea. It wasn't an idea I came up with. Let me stop pretending like I have grand ideas.
You have grand ideas. Wait, when did it happen?
Today. What?
Like when? Like through the night?
No. This morning. So I did a whole thing this morning. But I listened to a. This is something you don't need to know all this, but I'm going to tell you anyways.
Yeah,
it's a story. So I woke up this morning and I had like a beautiful, like, I said to myself last night, I'm going to wake up a little bit earlier today. And instead of doing what I normally do, I'm going to do something that I don't usually do. And I did both. So I woke up at 6 o'clock. I usually wake up at like 6:37, 7:30-ish. And I grabbed my phone, but instead of doing anything, I put on what is it? Instant timer? It's not instant, is it? Instant?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Doesn't matter.
Instant typer?
Timer. It's an app.
Oh, timer. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still don't know. But okay.
And I listened to a meditation, but I did a breath work personally. I personally did one as I listened to it. Mm-hmm. And then when I was done with that, I worked for maybe like 2.5 hours. And then it was 10 o'clock. And I was like, oh my God, it's 10 o'clock. That's so cool.
Wow. It's like the day's just beginning.
And so that just led into like the beautiful whole day. But after I had listened or done the meditation, was like, okay, I want to, because again, tangent. There's a purpose to all of this. Yeah. Yesterday, I also decided for myself that I want to experiment a little bit with like a distraction, a chosen distraction. It's something that I've done for a long time, but I want it to be experimental as well. Like I actually want to track the results and things like that. So yesterday I decided that I was going to, again, choose my distraction. One of them was listening to something, like, or it was more of a visual thing, watching a podcast while I did my cardio, which is, now I'm going to tell you my whole routine.
I'm here for it.
20 minutes of uphill walking, and I have to get to at least an 11 on the incline. And my walking speed is always 3.5. So 3.5 up to 11 for 13 minutes. And then the last 7 minutes is a sprint. Not the whole time, but I did intermittent sprinting with the uphill walking for the last 7 minutes. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to see if actually distracting myself does make me work harder. So I then I watched a podcast while I did that yesterday. And then I did it again today. But I say all that to say, I was watching a podcast and then I realized how hard it was. And I was like, I actually need to plan this out a little bit better, because I was trying to watch, but I really actually needed to listen. I'm like, am I willing to do that? Then I was like, maybe I should play music. Again, this is a tangent. I'm doing all of this to say that I listened to Aware and Aggravated, because I obviously love him. And then I was like, this YouTube, because he does YouTube ones, isn't obviously like the first of his podcasts. And so I looked to the oldest one and it wasn't number one. So then I went on Apple Podcasts this morning, because I was like, okay, instead of doing whatever I'm going to do after my meditation, maybe I will just listen to a podcast while I do my work for those 2 hours that I did that this morning. And so I listened to his very first podcast episode while I was doing my work. But when I looked on the show notes, he had this Google form that was like, ask me a question or like do some advice things, and then I'll feature it in the next episode. And I was like, oh, we could do that. Like we could just, and so I made a Google form.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Better than a DM.
A topic or like something that you're going through that you want us to like guide or just rant about.
Just rant about.
Or just I mean, that's where the guidance comes
Just
in.
completely tear apart.
Right? Your fucking stupid idea.
Yeah,
No.
this is a stupid idea. Let's talk about it. That's what it should be called. Stupid ideas.
Stupid ideas. Oh, so that's my proposition. And
I
that is,
love
I
it.
already made a thing for it. So like,
Great.
it sounds like
It'll
it's a thing.
I was very distracted in my meditation this morning,
Yeah.
and I still did it anyway. This is going to be the new theme of what I
Yeah,
have to say
did it
every single
anyway.
time. I did it anyway. Lennon woke up right at 6. Mom! And it was kind of right when I was about to start my thing. So I went and got her, and she's like, "Is it daytime yet? Can I get up?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can get up. Like, it's early, but you can get up." And I was like, "What do you want to do for the next hour, though? Because I'm going to do my meditation. You can sit with me, you can have breakfast, whatever." And she wanted to watch Minions. So
Cute.
I low key listened to Minions for an hour, which it was the rise of Gru. It's like one of their, I wouldn't say it's more recent, but
I've
it's
seen it.
more recent. It's so good.
They're all good, but that one's
They're all good. Yeah. The one I like the best is not the Despicable Me's at all. It's Minions.
the
Like
Minion
not
movie.
even the Rise of Gru. It's just the ones about the Minions, how they came to be.
Yeah.
And it's the music in it, like the soundtrack for that
Oh yeah.
particular movie is just next level
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, I meditated and listened to a movie for an hour this morning.
Yeah.
But I did it. Obviously, that's the work and the practice, but
Right. Well, it's
I
like,
wouldn't say I'm good at it. I wouldn't say I'm good at meditating.
no, either, and I don't care.
I don't care. I'm putting in the effort, and that's what matters right now.
Right. Like, that's all. And part of it, I think, yeah, the effort part is like, not that I'm doing it regularly. Like, let's not pretend like it's been weeks. Today.
I woke up early and meditated. I was like, yay!
Today, and hopefully moving forward, it's more about, we've done this again, but like the dedication and
Mm-hmm.
the decision for me and the reason why I did it. I, of course, can do it every day if I want to.
You
But
can literally do anything.
I think we even did this yesterday too, where it also then becomes more of a programmed thing rather than a thing that actually gets me some sort of, I don't know, relief even.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even
Mm-hmm.
really matter what it is, but there's something to the end of it rather than it being like, oh, like I have to.
I know. There's also something really attractive about a new system or a new anything, you know? So we talked about curiosity being the thing that can drive you when there's a lack of motivation or needing to change a system that's no longer benefiting you, where you just get bored of. Like I just get bored of shit, right? And I want things to change. That's not everybody, obviously. I don't even know what I was saying. Anyhow, systems being new and exciting. Things are new and exciting. There's a show on Disney. It's called Limitless with Chris Hemsworth. Thor. I know. He's just nice to look at.
Is it not the same movie? Or it's not, is it not the show of the movie Limitless with the pills, the drugs?
No, because it's like a documentary style thing.
Oh, okay.
So Chris Hemsworth is not an actor in it. Chris is Chris in it. And he's like going through these challenges, and it shows clips of other people that are going through something similar. So the first one was about, I don't know. There has been a fasting one. There's been a strength one. There's been a shock one. Different things that stress your body out anyhow in an attempt to have more longevity and more health in life.
I cannot believe you just said that. I'm freaking the fuck out right now.
Okay.
This is blowing my fucking actual mind because
Why?
I had this conversation with myself, mind you, literally today in the car as I was stressing myself out. And then that's so funny because what the fuck was I even thinking about? You know, I honestly don't know at this moment in time. I did make a video of it because I've just like to record my life. It's what I do. It makes me feel like I'm talking to somebody, even though I'm talking to myself, but all the same. Mm-hmm. I noticed that whatever I was thinking about was stressing me out, and I was charging my Fitbit, and I was like, I'm going to put it on just to see. And it was pumping. Like, and I could obviously, once I realized how much I was stressing myself, I could feel it like in a physical sense.
You became aware of how high your heart rate was.
But then that question that you just posed came up in my mind of, at what point does this become a detriment to my system, my psyche, my actual heart, my longevity, my mental state of being, and at which point is it just like any other muscle that I need to stretch and put under stress in order for it to grow, have the capacity, have that longevity that I think we are all striving for. In the sense we all want to live long, healthy, happy lives. So where is that line that I'm drawing it? Is this mental game that I'm doing right now that's creating all of this stress in my heart right now a benefit to me, or is it stressing me out in that sense that we consider the word or the idea of
Right.
stressing
Right.
out?
Because there's also good stress, bad stress.
Well, no, but there's not though. The heart doesn't know that there's good stress, bad. It's stress, period, right?
Well, well, okay, yes. And also, don't you think that what you're thinking would contribute to that in some way? Because what you
Of
think
course,
creates reality.
that was also the mental thought that I was having. Is this a contribution in a positive or a negative way? Still don't have an answer. It was just
Bring in the scientists.
truly what I was thinking about. And then I guess I came to my own conclusions because kind of like what you're saying, this idea that we're creating a perspective of the reality that we're seeing in front of us. And so if that's the case, and I'm now making the decision that this stress that I'm putting myself under is to build that muscle like any other muscle, right? Like I was on my way to the gym and I was telling myself, well, that's the same thing. I'm going to the gym to beat my fucking shit up, for it to break apart, to break down, literally, create tears in the fibers so that it can build new, stronger fibers, muscle, all of
Mhm.
that. So like, is this that? And I then made the decision that yes, it is.
Okay, well, decision made.
Right.
Yeah.
So like for me too, that's where the line is. That's where
I guess
it
the question becomes
stops
then
the decision.
how and when are you dropping it? Like dropping your heart rate, but like if we're specifically talking about heart rate,
Sure.
to a time or to a cadence that it will repair. Because
Right.
you're saying you're going to go and beat your ass up at the gym. Well, there's also a repair period. Otherwise, it's not building because it's not
Oh,
repairing.
yeah.
So, are we constantly in fight and flight? Like, obviously, the answer is no. That's not the goal. But also, yeah, this good stress, bad stress, whatever we want to label it. Then stress is stress,
Stress.
and we put ourselves under stress and duress in order to grow, evolve, build, whatever it is. And that's the whole kind of point of this show is put yourself in stressful situations. Basically, like, here, I'll go back to the Vipassana. I put myself into a stressful situation in order to, number one, prove to myself that I could handle it. And number two, increase my capacity to understand that it's not real even. It's not real and it's going to pass. Just like fear, just like cold plunging, just like exercising, all the things. It's from 2022. Like it's not a new show, but it's
Sure.
new to me. I just found it. And so the girls find it really interesting too, because it's, he's putting himself into these dangerous situations to increase the stress and to push his body to certain limits in the name of health and science and experimentation, obviously.
Yeah, totally. And I think that's where I am too, of experimentation. Like I feel that in my energy bubble right now.
Yeah.
Um, that's why I think even in the labeling of it and then seeing its effects on me, like today, later on, as I moved through the day at the very least. And like to your point, I was thinking the same thing. What then is the place for me to have restfulness, to allow for the repair? And
Or
so,
how can I also control this? So it's not controlling me, right? I think that's one of the goals too. Is like when we get into fight and flight, it's because our system is taken over. So what we want to do is actually specifically have techniques that drop it,
right,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. So in that exact same moment of, yes, my heart rate was up while I was driving the car and I was doing all these things. And I'm like,
It's a whole mess of stuff. You don't like driving either.
distraction. Well, distraction. I distract myself when I'm driving, even though the focus is the driving itself. I distract myself with these other things. That's also part of the reason I think why I'm always recording myself when I'm driving. I'm literally just spewing whatever the fuck is in my mind. I do it to distract myself so that even if I find the loop that I often find myself in because I have car anxiety, I also feel like there's an observer role that's happening there because of the recording, even though like I'm not paying attention to it, but consciously I know that it's there and it exists. And so in that moment, when I was talking it out, I was creating the anxiety and I could feel the stress
Right.
coming on. And then similarly, in the noticing, in the awareness, I was like, okay, just fucking breathe. Like it's
Yeah.
really gonna be fine. And then it was like almost instantaneously because again, I decided it to be like
Yeah.
the moment was over, right?
That's the part, like the mind over matter, which is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was also a process. Like I had to go through the whole, I didn't have to, but I allowed myself to find the stress, question the stress, be aware of it, all of these things, to then come to the decision that's like, okay, it's done now.
Yeah.
You know? Instead of getting stuck.
I mean, this is what makes it a tool and a skill.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I have a question though about all of this.
Yeah.
What if the anxiety wasn't there in the first place? Like what if you found a way to heal your driving anxiety instead of using tools
Well,
to
yeah.
combat it?
The anxiety wasn't from driving. Like that's not what the thought, that's not what created it. It was something completely different. And I can't remember exactly what it is, but I could probably just watch the video and figure out what it was at that moment. Especially right now, everything anxiety wise, at least in my heart, goes back to some, like it always trickles back to something about my brother being dead. Like it doesn't fucking fail. Part of my driving anxiety is that, but that I've always had it even before he died in a car accident. Like that's
Right.
compounding the feeling. But
Sure.
it was something else that was in my mind that was still and I will for a long time still be processing this as a reality in my life. So I mean, yeah, but I also don't believe, at least right now, I can change my mind and you can certainly change my mind as well. I don't believe that a life without anxiety actually exists. I truly don't. I think again, and I say this so often, I think there's room for all of these things in our life.
Mhm.
Anxiety, like all of this has space. And so I don't necessarily, at least right now, feel like I want to remove anxiety even from like my vocabulary or my
Mhm.
experience yet. Again, I could change my mind.
Sure, because what you've learned over time when in coping with it is that number one, you can cope with it, and number two, it's obviously done something for you to
Right.
benefit you. Otherwise, it would be something we want to get rid of. That I think that's just a general statement of anything in our lives. Like I think people choose suffering because they get something out of their suffering too, even if it's in a roundabout way. Like maybe feeling sad gets you sympathy.
Right.
And when you get sympathy, you feel
Worthy.
connected
Right.
or worthy or loved.
Sure. Yep.
And
Yep.
now you've learned that the only way to be loved is to feel sad,
Right.
right? Which is not true. Doesn't need to be true, but the maybe someone has made that to be true, right?
Right.
So how do you unwind from that? That's going to take a lot of deconditioning, obviously. And so
And
maybe the bigger question is, like you say, do we ever is it a necessity to heal anxiety or to heal anything at all? Or do we continue to just have the awareness that it's present and have the right tools? And hopefully it happens like that. Like it's not like we have to escape or dissociate or distract all the time. But if it becomes the tool that helps us increase our capacity to move through it in a stable manner, is that the goal?
right. As you're saying that, I lean towards the yes because even just this thought that anxiety has a purpose, like these are fundamental tools that our system, our like bodily system created in order to keep us safe. And so there
Right.
is a requirement for safety.
Right.
If
Their
we want
survival
longevity,
instincts.
survival, period. If we want to be here, we're going to make it so.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's what these emotions are. That's essentially what it is. It's a emotion that I'm also feeling physiologically, right? But it's
Energy in motion. Yeah.
exactly, but it's no different than anything else. And so I don't want to remove the anxiety, but I want, like, I think this is the point. I want it to be, I don't want to say directed, but I guess I want it to have
Muted,
purpose.
digested, transmuted, processed.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. So that I know that
Utilized.
over time, eventually, the things that I feel unsafe about become safe.
Mm-hmm.
They're no longer the things that drive the anxiety or create it, even if it happens for a spurt of time. Like you're saying, I use then those tools to bring me back to the base level of the homeostasis that I'm used to that isn't heightened.
Mm-hmm.
My previous state of homeostasis was always highly activated. And I
Sure.
didn't necessarily wear a tracker at the time, but I could probably tell you that my heart rate was like pretty high. Usually, a lot of the time, I have a lot of cortisol running through my body, which is a stress response.
You and every fucking person on this planet
Right.
right now.
That's also the real life. Should it be that way? I don't have any means to say that, but it's not natural to be always in
Right.
that state of being.
Right.
But I also don't want it to go anywhere because it is a survival mechanism.
Yeah. So it's about finding the balance of it, obviously.
Yes.
And
Example.
and then creating the scenario, or not scenarios, but affirming the circumstances that are causing it to be present as safe or unsafe,
Right.
so that when your cell phone goes off or your phone rings, this is for all the Gen Zs out there. Is it Z? Is that the younger one?
I mean, Gen Z is younger than us.
Yeah. This is for all the Gen Zs out there. When your phone rings and you have to answer it and talk to somebody on the phone,
Stop.
you don't have like a whole fight or flight response. I mean, millennials too. I'll throw our generation into
You know
it.
how many times I avoided a phone call just because, like, and I think it's so ridiculous now.
Yeah.
So
See, I don't care. I love talking. I'll answer the phone. I cold call people. I love that. I'll just call
no,
people
not in that
randomly.
sense, but like in a sense of like even just calling a doctor. Like,
That's my sister. She has
yeah,
such a hard time calling the doctor.
I get it. Like now, again, now I think it's stupid, but I felt it.
Right. So that's my point though. Some people don't go, this is stupid. They go, this gives me anxiety.
Yeah,
And then they'll live with that anxiety forever.
right. They just loop in this. This gives me anxiety. It's like, okay, there's
Instead
awareness.
of going,
Now what?
oh, this gives me anxiety. I'm going to do something about it. And then I'm going to affirm that this actually isn't a survival thing. I don't need, this isn't going to kill me. You know what I mean? So it's like we don't want to get rid of the mechanism of the anxiety showing up as the safety mechanism, but we also don't want or need to equate that to every fucking uncomfortable situation in our lives, because then we're just in fight or flight straight time.
All the time.
And our nerve, and this is the disease of the world.
Is the loop, and it's the thing that's creating all of these things like the loneliness epidemic and wanting to, like, am I allowed to say this, like wanting to kill yourself, you know, like this, you're never relieving yourself
Mm-hmm.
of those pressures.
Right. And
That's the point
it
of
feels
relief.
better to find an escape from it than
Right.
actually deal with what's present, or
Correct.
actually admit to yourself that what's present isn't that fucking bad. It's not that bad,
Yeah.
because it feels so bad because we're used to just feeding the feeling, or feeding the misery, or feeding the anxiety.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And that's the problem I think I see. And obviously, I use it myself, but that's essentially the problem with social media. And even like, I know, especially with Gen Zs and even like younger children, always have that hit of like the next thing. They're just scrolling and scrolling, and they call it doom scrolling for a reason. It's because it's continuing the loop of that anxiety that you feel. And even though sometimes you'll get a video that makes you feel good, it's now keeping you there again so that they
Mm-hmm.
can feed you that next anxiety driven
Mm-hmm.
video that's going to lead you back into the loop and keep you coming back to this thing of scrolling so that you can feel better, but you never actually feel better, and then you get anxious about it. And how do you relieve your anxieties? By going back to the phone to do this
To
again.
scroll more, to wait for the thing that's going to make you feel better.
Right, right.
What? Like what? Yeah. The girls, when they are on YouTube, because let's be honest, of course they go on YouTube.
Everyone does, right?
Everyone does. And so if they start scrolling, I go,
Right.
no, 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 don't scroll. Like if you're gonna be on YouTube and you want to watch reels, like they find dances and they're doing this, and some, like there's this stupid duck that they like to watch now too.
Yeah.
And it's like the worst. But I'm like, when you scroll, you're not choosing what to watch. Like the algorithm is choosing for you.
Mm.
So if you want to be on here, but be intentional about it. You know, so yeah, it might take some scrolling through like the big things to choose what you want to watch, but just like the scroll,
Yeah.
is something that I personally have never subscribed to.
Yeah.
Like when I open something, I don't just flip. Like I know that you just flip up to see what's next. I don't
Yeah.
do that. I hit the
Right.
back button and then I'll scroll through like the list until something catches my eye and then I'll hit select it. I'll watch it and then I hit the back button and then I do that again.
Yeah.
Because I
Interesting.
refuse. Like this is maybe just me being stubborn or an idiot, but I refuse to let them. I mean, I know they're already telling me because it's still an algorithm, but
Right. Yeah.
I will not fall into that trap. I won't do it.
That's good for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
And so
necessarily,
that's what I tell the girls too. I'm like, just be
oh, for
intentional
sure.
about it. Like,
Yeah.
you want to watch this, fine, but specifically choose what you're watching. Don't let it choose for you.
Yes. Yeah. I started to do that in the sense that if you go to your page, or rather the one that kind of just shows you every fucking thing, right? I intentionally only go to following, like the people that I'm actually following,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
will sift through that. And then I'm
Mhm.
also not only sifting through that, deciding like I don't even fucking who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I
Unfollow.
I will unfollow you very fucking quickly. Like don't get it twisted. As much as you catch my attention, you will not.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so there's ways. I feel like there's ways we can be intentional about the things that we obviously spend our or waste our time doing. It's a waste of time.
At least
Um,
put our attention on, because
yeah.
that's essentially what they're buying is our attention.
Hmm.
And so we then have to be intentional with where our attention goes and how to do
Where
that.
our attention goes, energy flows.
Period.
And where energy flows, awareness grows.
Thanks,
You like
school.
that? You like that?
We'll make a graphic out of it.
So yeah, we're watching the show going back 20 minutes ago.
Way back. It's thundering now. Like this is a good day.
It's a great day. Yeah,
I
it was
love
actually really
thunder.
cloudy here too.
It's like sunny. I'm
Yeah,
watching the rain on this side, the
cloudy.
thunder here, the sun is here. I've got it all. What a fucking day.
What a
Glory be.
day.
Glory fucking be.
What a day to be a blessed be.
Blessed be. What a day to be alive.
It's a great day.
Like,
Every
holy
day is a
fuck.
great day.
I hardly ever actually feel this joyous though.
I think it's because you woke up at 6 and just fucking crushed it before 10 a.m.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
What a testament. And this is the feedback that I was also looking for.
But while we were watching this show, it was the strength one. And so Chris Hemsworth is obviously a giant fucking dude.
Yeah.
And he had to climb a rope 100 feet, but the rope was dangling over like 1,000-foot canyon in Australia somewhere, something like that. Like something extreme, right? And he's a heavy dude. So climbing a rope for
It's hard.
heavy people is hard. Like you're lifting a
I've
lot
been
of weight.
hiking my whole life. I know that's hard.
And then the rope gets heavy and like it's a whole thing. But part of the show is like little segues into other things. And there's this woman, I think she's American. She's 80, 85 maybe at this time, and a bodybuilder. And she
Ooh.
started bodybuilding when she was 50. And just like Lennon was watching her, and I was like, Lennon, look at this woman. Like this woman won a bodybuilding competition in her 70s. Yeah, and like competing against other like not senior bodybuilding. It wasn't like a seniors division.
Right, right. It's like you're in or you're out.
You're in, you're out. And she was winning these competitions at 70. And it made me think of that yogi, that woman, I think she's passed away now, but she did yoga, handstands, headstands, like crow, like all these things into like her very late years of life. Like I think she was over 100. Anyhow, I was like, Lennon, like look at this. And she's like, oh, I want to go to the gym. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, getting exercise and being healthy is a really important thing. She's like, I'm going to work out. I'm going to go to the gym every single day. How old do I have to be to go to the gym? She's like, we have a gym in Crossfield. I'm
It's a
like, we
great
do.
question.
We do. She's like, I'm going to live to be 1,000. I'm like, that's pretty old. We can go for 100 though.
Yeah.
We want to go to the gym together. She's like, yep, every day. And then we were like high-fiving. We're like, we're going to do this together. Yeah, but it was just so cute to like she was watching the thing going, whoa, I can see the effort that these people are putting in for this result. And then
Right.
she was like, I want that.
Uh-huh. I want
Yeah.
that result. Yeah.
And then at the same time, I was like, we also do this. Like let's just recognize like we're biking almost every day. You're a gymnast, you're doing your handstands, you're conditioning your body, like all these things. That all counts as going to the gym too.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can keep this up and eat really healthy, I threw this one in, and eat really healthy, then our bodies will be really healthy as we age. And you can live to be maybe not 1,000, but I bet 100.